that comes out of this green paper that will fit in our journal. Okay? So go ahead with your scissors. Cut right now. On the line.
I don't have one.
Oh, okay.
We have new carpet now. Including the we cut what?
So when you cut it out, you should have a rectangle that's a little bit smaller. And leave your scrap on your desk. Don't get up and throw it away or recycle it. Just leave it on your desk for now.
Hey, it's a big L. Oh yeah, you're right.
When you have that cut out, Libby, sit down. The next thing I want you to do is put your scissors away, because we're not going to need your scissors anymore. But if you're putting your scissors away and your glue stick is near, get your glue stick out. Don't use your glue stick yet, but just get your glue stick out.
I don't have one.
One. I don't know what one is. And you either go back there or you go over to your bag.
Oh yeah.
Okay, mouse at a 0, please. Charlotte, are you cutting yours out? Oh, you did? Okay, you did get two of them.
Yeah.
Sorry about that. That's why I was thinking you hadn't cut yours out yet. Okay, when you are ready, like Raylan is, would you just sit quietly, give me the thumbs up? So I know that you're ready to move on. Carson, if I have to ask you again to be quiet, I'm going to be done. Okay, I think everybody is just about ready. Put your thumbs away. Now, we are going to go on a hunt. As kind of a scavenger hunt, not around the room, around the school, but through books. We are going to look at books, and as we look at books, we are going to notice that every book has a title. Now the title tells us what the book is kind of about. So when you look at this book right here, Mistletoe, I know that the title will tell me it's kind of about a moose, and it's kind of about what's a toe? Is it actually your toe, or what kind of toe, Kinsley?
Like a fairy tale.
Maybe it's a fairy tale, but it might be what, Rain?
The circle stuff that goes on the house.
Yeah, mistletoe. Mistletoe. Do you guys remember when we were on Zoom that one day and Lila showed us her mistletoe?
Then she has to kiss someone.
And then you have to kiss somebody? Well,
I was my dog.
They took these two things and they combined them to make a title called Mistletoe. Is it kind of a silly title?
Yes.
Yeah. It doesn't quite make sense, but it is a title of a book. Now, when you look at this book, and LEA has this book too, what do you notice about the first letter of moose? Addie.
It has a capital M.
It has a capital M. So a title of a book, the first word always has to begin with a capital letter. That's the rule. And on your little green sheet here, Mrs. Murphy wrote, the rule is the first and last word have to be capitalized. Now this is only one word. Is there another word?
No.
No. So only Mistletoe is capitalized. Now can I borrow your book, Mason?
Yeah.
Mason has Santa pups. The first word Santa, is that capitalized? Yeah. And the last word pups, is that capitalized?
Yes.
Yes, so that follows the rules. Now, I want to tell you one thing that authors sometimes do. Sometimes authors want to get your attention. And so instead of following this rule, they break the rules. Look at this title of this book. It says, Get Well Santa with an exclamation mark. What do you notice about this book? And I know John noticed his book does too. John, what do you notice?
It's all capitalized.
It's all capitalized. And when I was handing out a lot of your books, I noticed that a lot And why do you think they do that? Why did I say?
To get your attention.
To get your attention, so that it really stands out and you look at it and you're like, oh, get little Santa. It really catches my eyes, okay? So if you have a book like this,
I do.
it's okay. We're just going to say it's a rule breaker. It breaks the rules. The author's breaking the rules. Okay, now there's one more rule. The first word, the last word has to be capitalized and all words that are important. So, I'm going to borrow, here are yours, this book, How to Catch an Elf. The first word, how, is capitalized. The last word, elf, is capitalized. Now, between how and elf, are there some other words that are capitalized?
Yeah.
Yeah. What?
And
Cat.
Everybody, what do you think?
Cat.
How come only catch is capitalized? Raylan?
Because the other one isn't.
To is not important. And that's not an important word. But catch is important, because if I didn't have that word catch in there, would this book make sense?
how
To blank an elf? Or how? What if I change that word, how to catch an elf, to how to trap an elf?
Ooh.
Or how to make an elf? Would that change the meaning of the book? Yes. So any big word, it's the big words. Those are the important words. Any small words are not important. Okay? So in a minute, we're going to try to find any words in our books that you have on your desk, or if you have any books in your desk, in a minute you can pull those out to look. I'm going to give you a couple minutes to find at the title, not inside the book. Just say, I'll fix that, not right now, but later. Okay? I want you to find any words that are not capitalized, that are not important. Now I want to show you guys this. I do this every year. And just look up here. This is how many unimportant words my first class found. Look at this one. Does it get more?
Second.
And then this was last year's class. And look at this year's class.
I only found a word.
You guys don't have any yet, but we're gonna see if we can beat the other classes. Look at the first year's class. Was that a lot of words?
No.
They didn't find very many, but it kept getting bigger and bigger. And then now we're gonna see if you guys.
Let's
can
hope
beat
that
this.
was
I already found a word.
Okay. Now,
Sam.
I want to tell my remote learners. Remote learners, if you're at home, you are going to do this by looking at books at your house. I'm going to give you guys a couple minutes to look at these books. You can look in your desk at books in there. And if you find a word that's not important, that's not capitalized, in a few minutes you're going to raise your hand, and then we're going to see if we should put it up there. Okay, go ahead and go on your hands.
I just found one.
Don't look inside the books. And if you need to, actually guys, if you want to go in your book basket and just grab a couple books to look at the titles and then put them back, you can, but just grab a couple and go back and sit down, okay? Go ahead and go.
My books are